Hi, it's Ozette, the Potato Museum Show, and we are celebrating Indigenous Peoples Day here in the U.S., and we wanted to let you know about the Ozette potato. It's very unusual.
Yeah, so all the potatoes that we have in North America, except one, went from South America across the Atlantic to Europe and then back across the Atlantic to North America, except one. And that's one we're going to be talking about. It went from South America up the Pacific coast to Nia Bay, the northwestern of Washington State. And this is the Makah tribe. These are the people who have been keeping this potato and growing it and kept this heirloom. We're going to show you a video about this. Here's a 1907 photo of the Makah people harvesting, digging their potatoes. You'll notice that the Siwash, called the Siwash Indians, this was a term that is now derogatory. We don't reuse that anymore, but it was a reference basically to a Chinook language term in which people who were trading with the French and the English and the settlers and traders and the Native Americans were using this term for and using this reference.
But the potato actually almost has a French name. It is Ozette.
Yeah. So that's more about that. You can read about that. Now let's go next. This video is, I think, extraordinarily well done. Now, who did it now?
Herbfarm, and it was written.
There it is, Herbfarm.
It was done in 2010.
Yep. We got good sound here.
It's lost. Gone away.
Make sure the sound's up. There we go.
My people have lived here since ravens stole the light and the people were made. That was long ago, in a time when the animals talked. We are called the Makah. It is the name given us by our ancestral neighbors. It is a good name. It means generous with food. For centuries, we Makah were a people of the sea. When the tide was out, our table was set. When the tide came in, our men went out. We could travel far and fast in our ocean-going cedar canoes. My people still live at the most northwestern point of America in Washington State, Nia Bay and Ozette, two of the sites of our permanent old winter villages. We once lived in cedar longhouses. In the past, we fished and hunted the sea around our villages. Halibut, seal, salmon, lingcod, and whale. We were famous as hunters of whale. Around 1780, our people began to see strange islands moving offshore under white clouds. It was the white man. He passed in ships even bigger than our 10-man canoes. We know now it was the English. And then the Spanish. The Spanish came ashore near our Nia Bay village in 1791. They took some land and built a fort and planted a summer garden. But the bay was no good for their ships in winter. They left after only a few moons. Oh, but what they left behind in the ground was treasure to us. Food. Potatoes. Yes, a potato that had come on the Spanish ship all the way up from the Andes, somewhere down there in South America. That potato was good to our people. We grew it at our villages, where the soil is not so good and the summers, not so hot. Most of the people thought it better than the wild wapato, which we had little of anyway. For more than 200 years, the Makah have grown the potato. Some call them Indian potatoes. We usually call them Ozettes. The whites never paid them much attention. They're long and skinny. I guess some would call them fingers. They have so many eyes. Hard to peel. Mostly, we roast them or boil them. In the old days, we would eat them dipped in seal oil. Even without the seal oil, they have a nice, nutty flavor. Now, scientists come, and people who look for special foods. They're interested in our old Ozettes. They say all other potatoes in North America came from those first taken to Europe and bred there. Our Ozette is an original from South America. It's different, not like modern kinds. A bit like us, maybe. 15, 20 years ago, we gave some Ozettes to the people at the Herbfarm. They liked them. They grew them in their kitchen garden. They've been able to serve a few most years since at the restaurant down there. Now they're creating a potato feast. Uber tuber. Our Indian potato will have a special place on the menu. The Ozette is rare. Few have tasted it. Even some of my people have never had the Ozette. The slow food people put it on their Ark of Taste, a World Heritage food in need of preservation. That makes me happy, saving a bit of the past. Grandfather tended the potato patch before me, and many, many grandmothers before him. They all loved our Ozette.
The potato was good to my people. Be good to it.
So I think that's...
Narration, brilliant.
Yes.
Sariana. Oh, wow. We love this.
We're going to do more about this company and their specialties. Thank you so much for joining us.